What's up? I'm here to narrate the fuck out of this Pokemon contest. We've got Sweepage against SoulWind. This is the second game in the tiebreaker. And it's Cryos versus Ruiners. The tiebreaker for which of these two teams is going to advance for the 4th seed in playoffs. SoulWind's team is 1-0 down. Tiba took a loss to Lutra in RBY. And this is a very hype battle because the two guys are very, very good friends, very close. And both of them are great players, you know, Smogon Tour finalists and all that other good shit. So, we see Scarfgon U-turning out of Swampert and going immediately to Starmie, named after, like, Ash and Pikachu, because Sweep always uses fucking Starmie. And switching Starmie into Swampert is a really bad move, I think, because it's begging Tyranitar, yeah, like, right there, to come in for easy pursuit on a very telegraphed recover, and you don't have infinite things. And he switches into Heatran. I think that has a lot of bulk. It's got leftovers, yep. So we could see like Will-O-Wisp or something. No, we see Substitute. Stone Edge. It's not Choiced. It's Expert Bell. Although usually you see Superpower there. We see Sub-Wisp. That's a great set. But SoulWind's got Lumberry, and the defense drop he got from Crunch doesn't come to anything because he misses the second edge. And that might not have killed. In fact, I don't think it would have. Well, it depends on how bulky Sweep's Tran is. I think it's got quite some bulk. But it would have really, really put a dent in it. So we know it's Scarfgon because it did absolute shit with U-turn. It could feasibly be Expert Belt, but realistically it's not going to be. So I think SoulWind is running either some bulky offense stuff, you know, like Breloom, and somehow I don't feel like he's got a spinner. Very nice move, very nice. He goes to Swampert, deciding I'll get up rocks now and save Tar to switch into the Starmie. I don't want to get it burned, and I would prefer to just get rocks up now. And he ends up getting Flygon, so no burn. And Sweep decided I'd better save this Heatran's health. I have a feeling it's going to be valuable. And teams with Swampert and Tyranitar, they tend to have issues versus, you know, different Heatran sets, like, you know, 4 attack. And he Hydro Pumps, and I don't think that was a good move going to Gengar, as that is going to get outsped and 2 KO'd by the Hydro. I am not a fan of that at all. Like, the spin was super obvious, but, like, he also was trying to chip away at Tar and obviously just wear down Pert, considering it's obvious he kind of has trouble with it if his first switch is bulky Starmie. So I don't think going to Gar there was good at all. And it's very possible he doesn't actually have something to really switch into it. Oh, and Empoleon, that's a good resist. And Sweep Hydros again. So this is a good move, because now he's going to either have rocks up, or he's going to kill the Starmie. He can't get rid of rocks here. And here comes a Blissey. And it's HP Electric, it's not Grass Knot, so that could make sense because he might have Gara issues. If his main water's a Pert, then that could definitely be the case. It also hits other Empoleon, which is nice. But it's mainly the Gara thing. So Pert comes into Blissey, and this is not an exchange. Pert wins. This is already, you know, a game of switching pokes into things they don't beat. You know, bulky Starmie into Pert, Swampert into Blissey. Blissey lands a Toxic on it. I guess that lets Gengar come in safely, but, you know, Gengar switching into Blissey is not my idea of all that threatening. I think he should throw a Focus Blast here to catch Heatran coming in on a taunt. Or just, you know, Flygon doing anything. Oh, he just Shadow Balls, so I guess that works too. So now we see U-turn games, and he can... Nope, he's just going to Scarf Dragon Claw. And that's going to let him get pursued by Tyranitar, perhaps, if he wants to get this Flygon out of the picture for the Empoleon. Or he could go to Heatran. Blissey's at full health. He's got... well, bulky Starmie isn't really a good switch, but it's, you know, it's backup. He's even got Heatran if he wants to dissuade fire moves. And this could be Scarftran. It also could be a pure wall breaker, like Magma Storm, which makes a lot of sense with Empoleon, and also fits with what I assume is a taunt sort of Gengar that would try to remove Blissey for an Empoleon sweep. And I think that if it's Scarf, then it might, unless his last, like, absolutely shreds Stall, which is like Breloom is, you know, the best, most obvious candidate for that, or something else like a Mix Knight or Lucario, then he might be a little too weak to stall with Scarf on that Tran. So, we'll see. Starmie doesn't want to come in here. And he goes to Heatran, dissuading the fire move, and he gets Earth Powered. Very nice move on SoulWind's end. It hits Starmie just as hard as, what's it called? Oh, is it Pasho HP Grass? I hope it is. That is a great set, and that does fucking nothing. My god. I mean, at least Starmie can't really switch into rocks anymore, because obviously it'll, you know, fucking die to Earthquake. And it can't even switch into Stealth Rock anymore, because, what's it called? 15 minus 12 is 3, so he will die to Sand. The only time he would actually have to be able to come in would be after a kill, and he would have to recover or he died to Sand. And that Starmie must have a lot of split because Heatran is not that weak, and I think that Heatran is a great choice. Like I said earlier, it fits really well with Gar in the whole Empoleon sweep support theme. So I assume his last is something speedier, like Scarf. Maybe not Jirachi, because 3 Steel is kind of overdoing it. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, but generally you don't see it. So I think something like Flygon would be more likely. And Flygon would also help him out against, what's the thing called? DD Knight, since his perp is currently... his Empoleon could be Shuka, but you generally, if it's, you know, relying on it to stop a sweep like that, it's generally not ideal. And Swampert's in the lead position. And, like, Flygon just makes him safer against everything. Gyarados is another thing. So, Hydro, there is Pasho, and it does absolutely nothing. So, someone's using a great set. I absolutely love this thing. And, I mean, Blissey kind of gets in the way of it. But, oh, Flygon would also offer another Earthquake resist. And something like CBGone would chip away at her. Oh, Skarm! So he's not really going the speed route at all. And now, Skarmory, I think, is looking really good. I mean, we don't know the sweep's last 2. I'm assuming something like a Jirachi and perhaps a Breloom. Not a Breloom. That would have come in on Swampert. Gyarados, that makes sense. With Starmie to remove Stealth Rock. And a Taunt Gyara could be really, really problematic here. Uh-oh. Well, the thing with Taunt Gyara is that the standard coverage is totally walled by Empoleon, so SoulWind knew he could safely Whirlwind there. He's going to want to get those rocks up as soon as possible, so smart move there, as he's just waterfalling away to chip at it. And if I'm SoulWind, I go to Pert here and I get up my rocks. I think just attacking, very nice, very nice. Now, the problem is that Gyarados is going to come in on those rocks. And I also like Taunt Gyarados in this metagame very, very much, because it, you know, things like Roar, Pert, and Skarm trying to phase it, that shit doesn't fly. Now, Empoleon does have problems, but nope, he's gonna force it out. He came in on a taunt. He can even check it once more. Blissey's getting harassed, but the main thing is he got the rocks up, and that's limiting Gyarados, and that's huge. So he can, you know, beat at it with, you know, Skarm, Brave Bird, and Pert Ice Beam. So that's very nice. And he even has Empoleon to check it once more. Oh, Taunt on Tyranitar! Did they just decide, yeah, we're going to bring all the underrated cool sets back. That's so great. Now, for example, Crunch, Pursuit, Stone Edge, Iron Bullet used to use a Tauntaur. I think Husk did back in the day, and that's where he got the idea from. And, but that was with Stealth Rock, and it was mainly get up rocks on Pert Switch, taunt it, and then, you know, switch the hell out. And obviously, you just destroy Scarb, so instead of the mixed approach, he's going for the, you know, just dominate them in the first place approach. Now, he might be a little Breloom weak as a result of this, unless he's not running Pursuit, but I think I suppose I could see him running Fire Blast last. I could. Just, you know, limit Skarm, because other Skarms, if they get a bunch of spikes down, and they have a lot of opportunities to do so. And Gengar's not always that safe. I mean, it'll cripple it with Wisp, but there's always the threat of Pursuit. I mean, Gengar's great at getting around Pursuit if in the hands of a good player, but, you know. There's the Jirachi. That makes a lot of sense, like I said earlier. I can Wish to Gyara if it's Wish Calm Mind, and I would just love to see that. I mean, talk about your underrated sets. Now, Fire Blast won't really do much if it's a Wish Calm Minder, or like a bulky Calm Minder, which it's either that or a Paralysis set. Now, the paralysis set could get tricky. I don't think he's Spadef Jirachi. That would, in my opinion, be very, very silly. Well, I think he's Wish Calm Mind now that he's shown that. And wishing to Garo would be really, really dangerous, because he just goes back up to full Intimidate. And, yeah, so I definitely think he does not want to let Gyarados get that wish. So, surely he doesn't just switch to it. So I think SoulWind roosts here. Of course, then it's an issue because Gyarados can, he can wish, and if SoulWind whirlwinds out to Gyarados, then, you know, Gyarados is in, it taunts, and it goes back up to full. So, SoulWind's still in a real pickle here. But I am certain that it's not the Spadef set. He goes to Empoleon, predicting... Yeah, that was a bit obvious. I don't know, he wasn't ever going to Gyarados there. Well, what he can do now is go to Heatran and go on the offensive. And that will, with Blissey, you know, getting hammered by the Rock Spike, this is a reason why I don't like it so much. Like, if it's taking all this residual, it's just getting beaten down over and over. But now his, the DD Gyara is really scary. And, bear in mind, if Sweep wins, then the Cryos are going to the playoffs. I don't know about that, man. I think just roosting would have been fine. But Heatran comes in now, because you roost off T-Bolt, and I mean, you take absolute shit from it, because Spadef Scarm. And now Trans Fire Blasts are really going to, you know, put a dent in shit. There it goes, and Blissey's now down to less than half. At least now he gets to switch to Skarmory, and the Gyarados does not have a wish hanging over it. I mean, he doesn't have his, you know, one-time check anymore, but it's still a problem. And Wish Calm Mind Jirachi, I mean, speaking of great sets that were forgotten, it, you know, helps Gyara out. It's a dangerous-ass sweeper in general, like a lot of common semi-stalls that are used nowadays, since, you know, people don't like to use Spadef Hippo or Spadef Tran because they don't like to use good sets, then they just get outright rolled by it. Like Calm Mind Jirachi, they're like, yeah, I got my Scarftar, and Wish Calm Mind just sets up in their faces. Not to mention Flash Cannon. But generally you want Psychic, because being rolled by Perk kind of sucks. But like even that, you just chip away at it and set up in his face, and you know, even if not, there's no rush. You keep everyone healthy, including yourself, with Wish. So Skarm's in. I think we see it throw down a Spike, because I don't see it wanting to Whirlwind in Gyarados, potentially. And Whirlwinding in Jirachi after eating a Seismic Toss isn't that great either. And I think you really want the Spikes to... I mean, you're going for 3 layers. I mean, you'll take anything you can get, but if you're going for more than 1 layer of Spikes, generally you want to get down those 3, or you're better off just using Whirlwind, because the damage difference is like so huge, and it oftentimes comes out that 2 layers of Spikes generally isn't worth it, and you're better off, you know, harassing with Whirlwind. But I think this is one of those situations where he can safely get 3 Spikes, and I mean, he's going to need some luck with Whirlwind. It is a 50-50 roll whether he brings out one of the other 2 pokes, which is really Gyarados or the other thing. So this is going to be a tight one. Here comes the Jirachi. If he goes for Spike now, he does. Then he does it again, I think. And, well, it's a 50-50 roll either way. And he can Wish here, and Whirlwind brings in the Blissey. Crisis temporarily averted. Now, he could go to Gyarados here, so it's not averted. The Wish is still hanging in the air. So this is really hard. He goes to Tyranitar. That's a great move because it threatens Blissey and it covers Gyarados. Awesome move. Now Gyarados is faster, and it will survive a Stone Edge with the thing, the Intimidate, but it won't kill with unboosted Waterfall. That Tar is very bulky, and I'm not saying it because it took an attack, but just that set, it demands bulk, and he doesn't have to run a minus defense nature like a mixed set might. So. And if he eats the Stone Edge while DDing, I mean, bulky DD, it's named bulky. I mean, it uses taunt. It has to stomach, like per Ice Beams and Scar and Brave Birds while it sets up. And, but, you know, still taking Stone Edge like that, then he would eat a Swampert Ice Beam, and then like a Scarm, or a Scar and Brave Bird, and SoulWind would then have gotten rid of the Gera. He'd probably use Scar and Braveberg first because that hits it harder, and he could roost on Blissey, and if it comes out alive, well, it would come out alive if it killed the Gera. If it didn't, then, you know, Kurt's in. But he still got Tar for the Bliss, and threat of explosion on Tran, and, you know, all the spikes make Sweep switching around to even absorb attacks really dangerous. So that was a great move on SoulWind's end to delay the threat. This is a great example of dancing around Pokemon that's threatening to sweep your ass. So he goes to Jirachi, decides to be safe on the Stone Edge, and that edge crits, so that's going to do a lot. But Jirachi's health is not the main concern here. His Gera is back at full. It's 75 before, after rocks. And I guess he would have gotten crit if he tried to set up with that thing. So good foresight there, Sweep. Anyway, so Swampert's in. Swampert can threaten Roar as well. We don't know if it's Protect or Roar. But going to Gera on EQ and getting roared out, that's not the end of the world, because he can still pull that Wish shit, because he still goes from 50 to 100 with the Wish. What if he pulls it off? But I mean, it's still messy. And I think, plus we don't even know it has Roar. For all we know, it has Protect. But Protect is less common. Well, it's less common with Skarm generally because Protect's main use is scouting Metagross leads. And, you know, preventing them from booming. If they boom turn 1, then, you know, you weren't ever going to stop that anyway. Or you could just switch to Skarm if you wanted to be really safe. But Roar is, I mean, they're split, but I've just found that Protect generally is more useful when there's not a Skarm. Of course, sometimes you want Roar if your Spiker is Roserade, if you even have a Spiker, because, you know, Roserade doesn't phase, and you generally just like to have a phaser for emergency situations. Like, you can force your phaser in on a poke and just not let it set up. Like, if they kill you, then, okay, at least they didn't set up, and you can revenge it. And if they try to set up, then you send them flying out, hazard damage, threat delayed, so you can overwhelm them with your offense. So Sweep's really thinking about this. He could also just let Jirachi die and then go to Gyarados and set up. And that might just be the game, and I think that's what he should do. He could also be HP Electric Heatran, actually, so let's not forget about that. And I think he's probably, you know, fast enough. Yep, he's going for that. EQ, here comes Gera, dude. I don't know how I feel about that. I guess, because he doesn't even have to, you know, I guess he can just safely, really safely taunt. But he's going to Skarm on the taunt to pepper with Brave Birds. There'll be Dragon Dances. And here's the Wish. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so used to ADV Wish mechanics. He doesn't get the Wish there, so that was a good move on SoulWind's end. Since the Wish dies with Jirachi there. I was doing so well up until then, too. But, so SoulWind got that one right, because switching to Gera and then letting it, you know, getting it sent out flying by Roar was a good move. But now, the Wish threat is dead. However, Bulky Gera is about to live up to its name. Spadef Skarm, we don't know how Spadef it is, like if it's Impish Spadef or Careful. So, God, that is embarrassing. I'm so used to ADV Wish mechanics, since it's just so uncommon in DPP nowadays. Back in the day, I'd never have made that mistake, because Wish Calm Mind Jirachi was actually popular, so... Well, it's still popular, you know, ish with Spadef Jirachi, but I think I made that mistake with the Spadef Jirachi earlier this season, too. Oh yeah, get hype, boys. I'm gonna switch the sides around because Gyarados' sprite is fucking menacing. And Skarmory's back sprite, oh, both Skarmory sprites are great, but... So, Impish Spadef will shrug off these waterfalls a little better. And remember, Bulky Gera does take out of attack. It takes quite a bit out of attack. In fact, I'm gonna show you just how much it takes out of attack. That is, see, okay, maybe not 72. I remember it being way less than that. Or a little more than that, but like that would be, see, that does not do a lot. And he whirlwinds, he doesn't taunt. Great move by SoulWind there. Great move. And I thought, you know, Sweep might want to, so he's forced to Seismic Toss, and no, he goes to Gera. Now Tar is in waterfall range. but he is forced to waterfall. Then Heat Train comes in. Bulky Gara also not that fast. Remember, 244. It should be 247 to beat Scarf Gons and Jirachi's at +2, but whatever. That's an old spread. So he Whirlwind kills his Tar. Heat Train comes in, explodes, kills Blissey or not. Well, Skarm. No, I'm pretty sure Blissey would lose to Skarm one-on-one. I don't think I've ever actually had that. No, no, it happened a couple times, a long time ago. But basically, he can't set up. He has to hope. If he wants to set up, he has to hope for Stone Edge miss. Those Trap Trans will generally be faster than Gara's because they're mostly adamant, and definitely should be faster than a bulky DD Gara because you're at least hovering around the beat Scarf Tar at +1 mark, and Trans should be looking to beat that plus then some. You should account for bulky DD Gara because most Rain Dance Kingdras also hang around that speed tier. So 247, 248. So I mean, this Tar is not faster. This Tar, no, I was gonna say it could be Pasho. Then I remembered it got lumped from the Wisp Tran earlier. So I suppose he could save the Tar for insurance against Blissey, but letting it DD on the switch to Swampert, that's just unnecessary, I think. And Tar is not necessary to beat the Blissey. Yup, down goes Tar. And now Heat Train's going to come in and explode. And if he sacks Gara, then Skarm will beat Blissey one-on-one. It's not T-Wave, it's Toxic. Yup, he's going to explode. And if Blissey comes in, then the 25% Gara is... It needs flinches to beat Swampert and Skarmory. So, I think SoulWind, barring luck, has taken this one. And this was a fucking great battle. Yup, there's Explode, and now Skarm is going to beat Blissey by, Brave Birding a lot. Well, Roost, it's going to take... Actually, no, I forgot. Blissey is at, 2 HP. Brave Bird kills it. So, yeah. Great job to SoulWind there. He came up super clutch for his team. And, what else? Well, and I loved the sets on both sides. So on Sweep's end, we've got the Sub-Wisp Tran, we've got the bulky DD Gara with Taunt, we've got the Wish Calm Mind Rachi. Here we've got Taunt Tar, which is, I don't love it that much, but it's definitely cool to see it. Great job, whipping it out in that situation. And, the best fucking Tran set, the offensive Pasho, the lore. And the non-stealth rock Pasho, just outright attacking. People are not ready. Bulky Starmie's just fold to it. And HP Electric Empoleon is cool. I didn't like how he sacked it earlier, but he danced around it very well. So, and I assume is a Taunt Wisp Gar. So, it could be Sub-Wisp or Wisp Split or Protect Wisp or whatever, but Taunt Wisp just makes the most sense for this team. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the fuck out of this Pokemon contest. Half as much as I did, because this is a blast. So, yeah, I will catch you next time.